up, guys? Hello! Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chelsea. For those just now seeing my face, Happy New Year, y'all. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we are still doing this. Like, I had a moment like a couple weeks ago where I really looked back and I was like, holy shit, I've been doing this since I was like 22, like, and here we are, year 30, like midway through year 31 for me, technically. Man, so much has transpired. I thought this year that we do things a little bit different, kind of doing a little throwback. Why not let's go for a walk and get lost in the woods again? Because I did that the first time and I just think like now is a good time to do it, because I just recently realized that I am completing a bunch of cycles and ending things and starting things, and I think that this is a really good time to just go for a mental health walk and let's talk about it. So I'm not gonna do a bunch of intro chit chat. Let's just go ahead, get to walking. I didn't bring my watch, so we're not tracking our steps today, but that's okay. You know, we got the sun shining. It's freezing cold as always, so let's talk about it. Side note, I know that you're looking at the title of this. Those of y'all who thinking this is gonna be like a religious situation, it's not. It is gonna be a spiritual situation, but definitely not like religious. So if you're looking for like scriptures and all that kind of shit, this is the wrong place for that. So if you're okay with a little cussing, a little, you know, real talk, then you can definitely stay. But if you're looking for like holier than thou motivation, this is not gonna be that type of video. Let's get into it. Let's get the walking. All right, y'all, we're doing this vlog style. Anyway, so let's talk about things that have occurred this year, because baby, I was going through it. Oh my God. Like, y'all, please. I don't even know where to begin. Like, first of all, I started out the year in a completely different goddamn state. Let's just start there. And now I'm back here in Atlanta, and I know everybody was probably wondering, like, how the hell did you get back in Atlanta? And well, that's not a good angle. This is better. But y'all, it's been so weird because my whole life, let me just back up. My whole life, I thought that me coming to Atlanta was like bad juju, right? Because bad stuff used to happen every time I came here. Like every time I took a trip here, like anything like that, bad stuff always happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, Atlanta just absolutely hates me. I don't understand why I'm even coming back here. Until we fast forward to now, and I now think that Atlanta was teaching me buku lessons. When I tell you buku lessons, like buku goddamn lessons, y'all. So let me talk about the main thing that I would say the theme of what I learned in 2024. The biggest thing, hands down, has been I'm not in control. I'm not in control. And it's like, it's weird for me because like I've talked about that on this channel before. Your girl's OCD. I got a Virgo moon. So, you know, I overthink everything. I like to plan out everything. And it's just in my nature to do so. And this year has really taught me to like let go and let God. And it's funny because I grew up Southern Baptist, and like my mama and my grandma and all, everybody used to tell me that growing up. And it's like I understood it, but I think this year I really understood like what that sentiment means, because Lord, I don't even know how to explain it. Like the things that I planned out for myself, the things that I wanted to do, like just kind of went by the wayside. Like this whole entire year, like I've had to relinquish so much of what I thought I was in control of. I had all these plans and I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna start my business this year. I'm gonna, you know, really get back into the dating scene again and all this other kind of shit. And it's just like everything just like the universe was like, girl, please, like. And then the crazy part is that like I learned a lot more about myself this year. Like I learned, like, for one, I learned about life path numbers and what that means for everybody, and human design and all of that good stuff. So it's like I'm learning a lot more about my spirituality, which is amazing, by the way, because like, Lord, when I tell you, y'all, my spirit team been turning up on me this year, and not in a bad way, but like they've been showing out. Like they've been showing themselves to me, like everything with like the synchronicities of numbers. I see angel numbers all day, every day, multiple times throughout the day. Like, I'm seeing like different signs when it comes to like birds and butterflies, just amazing ways that they're showing up, and to like basically be like, girl, we got you. Like, I'm having more prophetic dreams, which is insane to me. Like, I've had relatives like come in my dreams and be like, yeah, girl, we part of your team, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, they got my back, and it's crazy. Like, I feel so like protected by people that I've never even like met before, and like, it's like amazing to know that like, not only does God got my back, like my spirit team got my back, my angels got my back, like my ancestors got my back. Baby, when I tell you my ancestors got my back, like they've been, they got my back, baby. And it's like been crazy because I've been having to lean more into them this year, like seriously, because like I said, I make plans all the time, and I'm like super OCD. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have XYZ done by this age and this done and that done. And when I tell you this year has really been like a let it go with the flow, like that's been the main thing. And it's so funny because like my best friend E that passed away 4 years ago now, he was a very go with the flow type of a guy, and I just would never understand like how he was so chill. And it's crazy that I'm just now understanding like now like what that actually means in the grand scheme of things, because I've had no choice this year, because like and side note, I'm jobless right now. I've had a lot of changes and nonsense go down. Hold on, I'm gonna take a little pit stop break. Getting a little tired here. I've had a lot of like constant changes and constant lessons and constant learning, and I've been like, just, I don't want to say like overwhelmed is accurate, but not only just overwhelmed, y'all, but like feeling like I'm just not 100% sure like what's going on anymore. Because it's like, I know that I'm on the right path, right? Like, I know I'm on the right path. I know I'm on the right journey. Like, I know that I'm, going into my higher self. I know that, but it's so weird how it's playing out. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that like 35-year-old, 45-year-old, 50-year-old Chelsea's gonna look back at this and be like, girl, you have no idea what was in store for you. But it's like, it's just weird, because like my whole life I've known that like something was gonna be different about my life. Like, I was gonna be like in the limelight, I was gonna like do different things, and I known that for a long time. It's just, I don't want to say annoying, but it's so anxiously, like, it's an anxious feeling when you have that feeling and you're just not sure when it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's been so weird, like feeling like that. And like this year especially, like, because I've been having to relinquish control so much and just kind of like being like, fuck it, and just go with the flow so much, I'm just like anytime something has not panned out for me this year, I've just been so easy, just been like, you know what, forget it. Like, obviously it wasn't for me, it wasn't meant for me, this person wasn't meant to be in my timeline, wasn't meant to be in my path, or like they did need to come in to, because I've had a lot of karmic people come into my life. Because I am a light worker, like, I tend to be other people's karmic as well, which is, I understand, it comes with the territory, comes with the job. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm like understanding this game now, you know what I mean? Because I've always looked at life as like this little like game, between me and God and the universe. We're playing this game. It's like they're always teaching me lessons, and then I'm like, okay, cool, like, did I pass the test? Did I not pass the test? And then sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Then you got to go back, you got to do it again. You know what I mean? So it's like, I've always thought of it as like a game. And this time, I feel like I'm really semi-understanding like what's going on, because it's almost like you can make plans, right? And you definitely need to. Let me stress that you need to make plans, because going with the flow fully and not having a semi-trajectory is just like nonsense. That's literally like me coming on this trail and like being like, oh, I'm not gonna follow the path, I'm just gonna like go off, and then like not have a compass at least to kind of figure out like which direction I'm going in. You know what I mean? Now sometimes that's kind of good to kind of go off the beaten path, but like at the same time, make sure you have a compass, or at least a cell phone if you get lost, or bears. It's just crazy, y'all, because I'm just thinking about it for real, because I'm just in my head going, everything kind of went to shit this year, but in a good way, because it's like, I started out this year like being heartbroken, you know what I mean? Like, I was in New Mexico, I wasn't happy, I had another failed talk talking stage, and it's like I was just not in a good headspace because I was wanting to change. I wanted to do something different. Like I knew I wanted to, like, you know, start a business. I want to get out this 9-to-5 nonsense because I'm over it. I could have stressed y'all. I want to retire so damn bad, but I can't. Like I want to be sitting on somebody's yacht. But it's like I'm just so anxious for things to change. But it's like I have to understand that like it's in God's timing, and God's timing is always right. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm having to understand that a little bit more and realize that like it's good to make a plan, but at the same time, the ultimate plan trumps your little plan. I think a beautiful thing that I had heard on TikTok, shout out to Dr. TikTok, by the way, for being my free therapist for the past year. But I think like one of the bigger things that I've learned like this year from TikTok has been like, everything, like we're all energy, right? Like let's just talk about this for a second, because I've always made a joke for years that I felt like God was an orb and everybody thought I was crazy, but I couldn't really pinpoint it then. And mind you, I said this when I was like a teenager. I was like, y'all, I don't think God's like this man sitting on a cloud. Like I feel like God's like just energy and love and light. I said that then, and that was like way before I started doing research about like anything spiritual. And I just had that feeling, like I said, but that's because your girl's a light worker. I was earth angel. So I kind of already, my higher self already was like, girl, this is what it is. But because of that, if we're going with that God is just pure energy and we are all God, right? We're all bits and pieces of God. Like we have to understand that like everything that happens to us happens for a reason. People come into our lives for a reason. Things need to play out in the way that it needs to play out in order for us to be able to reach our higher self. And sometimes not everybody's going to be on that same higher self journey. I've also realized that as well, because I've talked about this in my previous videos before, to where like I want to help people. Like that's my thing. I want everybody to like come up the ladder with me and be great with me, and like kind of, you know, I want to pull everybody up. And it's like that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, is that it's very not sad, but it's a little like sad when you are on a higher journey and you feel yourself and you see yourself like elevating, and the people that you grew up with, the friends that you used to have, even family members, like you realize that like they're not going to come with you, and they're not, and there's nothing that you can do to convince them to come with you. I mean, you can give them advice if they want it, but a lot of times they don't want it. They're happy being where they are, and that's okay. Like not everybody's meant to kind of like be this grand thing in life, you know what I mean? Like we need regular people to just do regular people shit, you know what I mean? So it's like that's also been hard for me to kind of understand and realize and recognize as well, and really understand it, because I've said it in the past before, but this year I've really had to understand, like, Chelsea, you cannot bring everybody with you. Like a lot of friends that you've had, like you're never going to be friends with them again. Like you can still love them from a distance, from afar, but it's like you're never going to be on that same level. And it's like I go back on Facebook, and I always make a joke that I go on Facebook to like make myself feel better, because sometimes I have low self-esteem moments. But even when I go on Facebook, like I'll see people that I went to high school with and college with, and they're all like married with kids and everything like that. And I've also gotten to a better place with that as well, because I used to have a really bad jealousy problem even when I was a teenager. Like it used to really bother me when I used to see like couples together and stuff, because I just like was like, why can't I have that? You know what I mean? And I had to change my attitude over the past year or two, actually a few years, to be like, you know what, it's okay, because that will happen for me one day. It's just not in my timing just yet. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've always like said, I remember saying like at the end of like when I was like 27, 28, I was like, oh man, like I'm going into my 30s. Like this is probably going to be like the decade that like my life shifts to where like at the end of this decade, I could be someone, I could be someone's wife. I could be someone's mom. Who knows? Like this is that decade. So it's like, you know, I could be saying all this, and then by the time I get like 35, 36, I'm like, well, guys, here's pregnancy or whatever the hell, wedding. I don't know. But it's like, I say all that to say, it's like, it's been a bittersweet moment this year to kind of like realize that like everyone is on their different journeys, and I'm not going to be able to bring everybody up with me. Like I can always encourage people, you know, I can give advice if they want it. But it's like, I can't beat a dead horse. You know what I mean? Like I can't stress myself out or stress my life out, like trying to bring other people up. Cause I think that's been the biggest thing I've had to learn in the past couple of years, is like, let people be, like they want to stay there, they don't want to elevate, they want to do whatever, you got to leave them be. Because like I said, you're on a different path. Like I'm on a different path, you know what I mean? So it's like in order for us to go up, sometimes we have to let a lot of things go. And it's like, how much are you willing to let go? You know what I mean? Because I mean, shit, I've had to let go of a lot of stuff. Like I said, like I've had to, like when I first moved to Atlanta the first time, moved to New Mexico the first time. That's what I didn't talk about on this channel, is that I had to get rid of a lot of shit because I had to leave Atlanta in a hurry. One day I'll tell that story, but I had to leave Atlanta in a hurry because something had happened, and I ended up taking a lot of my stuff, even my YouTube stuff, to the dumpster. And I was so devastated. I was crying. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I lost a bunch of my clothes, shoes, everything. And it's like I lost all of that stuff that I thought I could never let go of. I had to get rid of all of that. Then I moved to New Mexico, and then I ended up being left in New Mexico with the person that I went there with. And like then I was just there by myself. Luckily I got a cat in the process, so shout out to Phoebe, my soul cat. Then it's like we fast forward to where like I was having issues with the job, end up losing the job, you know what I mean? But this is the first time this happens to me. I always make a joke and say that like things for me happen in threes. And this past month or two, the threes have happened again, because it's like I end up losing my job randomly. I had to get rid of my turtle, and I was sad about that because my apartment flooded. And then like now I'm in a space where I'm having to come to terms with I'm not going to have a car this year. I'm not going to drive this year, probably for the next year or two. But at the same time, it's like, how much are you willing to let go in order to gain? And at this point, I'm just kind of like, my hands are up. I have a white flag waving. I'm like, I don't have anything else that I'm holding on to at this point. Like, I just kind of am ready for the shift. I'm ready for the change. I'm ready to like be my higher self and do everything that I want to do and achieve all the dreams and everything like that. So I'm at this point, I'm like, okay, God, like take it. Because at this point, I know you got something better. Take it all, honey. Take it all. But let's go ahead and get up because my hands is cold, girl. We're back on our walk. But yeah, so it's like, you know, I say all this to say, I don't know if this is making sense because I just wanted to talk. I say all this to say that I'm letting go. You know, at this point, I don't have anything else to lose. It's just me out here in these Atlanta streets. And it's like, I know that like me losing things is going to benefit me in the long run. Like things are going to gain. And it's like I said, it's like I've lost physical things, but I've gained spiritual things. You know what I mean? Like I said, like my spiritual gifts have been popping this year. Like, I mean, popping in ways I didn't even know was possible popping. So it's like loss and gains, you know what I mean? So, and also I'm trying to change my mindset. I'm trying to be a little bit more grateful. You know what I mean? Because I've always been grateful. I mean, it's not like I've not been grateful, but I think like I'm trying to have a little bit more gratitude because it could be a lot worse. Like my life, you know, I might feel like my life is in shambles. That's that damn cancer in me thinking that my life is over all the time, but it could be so much worse. Like every time I go and I drive in Atlanta, there's so many homeless people that are in Atlanta like right now, and I'm like damn, like that could have been me. Like I could have been homeless and like been on the street, you know what I mean? Or it's like I could have lost my job and I had kids, you know what I mean? Like it could be a lot worse, y'all. It could be so much worse. So it's like I'm trying to tell myself like, girl, listen, oop, we hit a dead end. Reverse. Anyway, but I'm like, you know, trying to adapt, you know, a better attitude with that. And I found a good mantra when I was on TikTok one day, and I was just like, somebody said, you know, try to adapt the mindset of like in my favor. And I think that that's so beautiful to think about because it's like everything that happens to you is for your good. It's in your favor. Like everything that happens, it's in your favor. Like you may think that it's not going the way you want it to or how it's supposed to go, but remember, like I said, regardless of what you believe as far as God, universe, whatever you want to call the energy that is within us, it's working in your good, in your favor. So you have to remember that, you know what I mean? Like the mornings where things don't go right and you're late now, you know what I mean? Like that happens because you don't know what could have been preventing you from something. So it's like you kind of gotta readjust. That's gonna be my mantra for 2024 is everything in my favor, because it is in my favor. You know what I mean? Like it's not like God wants us to not be prosperous and want us to thrive or anything like that. You have to understand that like we don't see the grand scheme of things. We don't see the big puzzle. You don't know what the bigger plan of it all is. Like, you can't always see that. I'm taking another break. Whew. Side note, I never walked this trail before, so I didn't think it was gonna be a trail, but it's a trail. Anyway, we walking, you know what I mean? Got to get back. Hell, I need to be honest with you, with me not having a car, I probably need to come on this trail more often if we just being honest. But I don't know if this makes sense, because I just feel like that's been the theme of this year for me, has been letting go, letting God, relinquishing control, and then also going with the flow. Because like I said, everything happens in my favor. So I know that when things don't go my way, when things happen so suddenly, you know what I mean? Like, especially because can I talk about the fact that I got to give myself more credit? Because please know that I am one of those unlucky, well, not unlucky, back it up. We're grateful. I am one of those lucky cardinal signs that are finishing out that 15-year cycle, because Pluto stayed in Capricorn for a long ass time, 15 years. That means that when it started, I was 16, 2009. Here I am, 30. I'm 30 years old, and it's just now finishing up. And then to make matters more interesting, I started my Saturn return last year. So that is very funny, because it's like, for most people, can you see this water? Yes. Anyway, it's funny because for most people, your Saturn return is when you start the constant like changes and all that. I'm sitting. But for most people, like, your Saturn return is like the time where you get like the most changes, constant, you know, lessons. And most people are terrified when they hit their Saturn return. But for me, I'm actually excited, because I was one of those cardinal signs that went through the 15-year cycle when Pluto was in Capricorn. I went through hell, literally all of my teens, all of my 20s. So it's like, I'm looking forward to this Saturn return, because for some of us, your Saturn return is what I went through with Pluto and Capricorn. You see what I'm saying? But see, since I already went through that, I learned lessons. I did my shadow work. I did my inner, all of that good stuff for the past 15, can I stress to you, 15 years, consistently, changes, constant changes, right? Because I went through that for 15 years, my Saturn return is going to be great. My Saturn return is going to be amazing. It's going to be blessings on blessings on blessings. I'm claiming that now. It's going to be blessings. I'm going to see everything that I have been manifesting and dreaming in the 5D come into the 3D. Okay. And it's going to be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I have manifested this. I've dreamt this. I've done my work. I've done my everything. You know what I mean? And it's like, at this point, I'm just waiting for my spirit team and God to be like, well done. Here's your reward. Because it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be lessons. You know, we never stop learning lessons. But I think now, like, that I'm entering into this, I think I don't get out of it until I was like at the end of my 30s. So fun. But, you know, I'm looking forward to my Saturn return, because I know that it's not going to be what I've already been through for the past 15 years. And you know what? I've gotten stronger from that. I mean, honestly, like I said, from where 16, from when it started, 2009 to 2024, and I'm turning 31 this year. So it's like, that's crazy. That's, first of all, going through your teens and your 20s is already pivotal moments of like learning about yourself and learning things. And it's like, dude, I got extra of that. Like, my spirit team was like, you're gonna learn immediately. Like, holy, like, shit, man. I need to give myself more credit. The fact that I went through all of that, like constant changes and constant lessons and constant karmics, and here I am 15 years ending, no addiction to nothing, because Lord knows most people, if they went through the stuff I went through, especially emotionally, bro, smoking, drinking, whatever, any vices, I haven't done anything. Now, I do eat cake, I will say that, but other than that, I'm not addicted to anything. I'm healthy. Like, I work out still. Like I meditate. I pray. I'm good. You know what I mean? If not anything, I'm stronger. So it's like, that's a blessing in itself that I went through all of that, and I came out stronger. You know what I mean? And that's like amazing. That's seriously amazing. I'm proud of myself for that. Video stopped on me. That means we gotta go ahead and wrap this up. We're gonna start walking back to my car because I didn't got hungry. I didn't think I was gonna be walking, but I am. But anywho, I hope this makes sense. Like, I didn't really have I had a direction for this video, and then I decided that I was just gonna walk and talk. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this like motivates somebody, because, you know, at the end of the day, we're all just out here, you know, teenage adults. If I'm just really being honest, we are teenage adults. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Like, there's no guide, there's no manual to life. There's no, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing by XYZ age. And, you know, I know that social pressure will beg to differ. But I'm telling you, there is no guide. There is no way. Like, if you aren't happy with where you are currently, then change that shit. You know what I mean? Like, do something different. Like, you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be whatever. Like, you can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. You know what I mean? And if you can't, girl, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, if you got kids or whatever, like, figure it out. But at the end of the day, you're not stuck. Because, see, that's where a lot of people get messed up at, is that, like, they think that they're stuck, and they're not stuck. Like, move, go do something else, go do something different. You know what I mean? Like I said, because I cannot stress to you, your God, universe, angels, they're all waiting for you. They want you to be your higher self, because they know you as your higher self. They don't know the fleshy you. You know what I mean? Like, they know higher self you. They see energy. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're waiting on you. So why not go and do that and be your higher self? I'm gonna switch because this is not a good angle. There we go. So why don't you just go do that? Be your higher self. You know what I mean? Like, go and work toward that. Because like I said, everything works out in your favor. Okay? So we're gonna adopt a new mindset, new attitude, new vibes. You know what I mean? Like, we're positive. I'm here, queer still. And, you know, we're working it out. We're figuring it out. You kind of just gotta trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your gut, girl. Trust that first mind, okay? Because I cannot tell you, a lot of times I should have listened to my first mind, and I didn't. So I'm gonna start doing that more too. But yeah, like I said, trust your instincts, trust your first mind, go with the flow, trust God, trust your path. You're doing fine. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Like, you got this. Somebody up there turning up. It's 9 in the morning. It's 7 in the morning. Like I said, I hope this makes sense for y'all. I hope that this encourages people. I hope that y'all have a wonderful 2024. Y'all know that I'm finna make buku videos, try to at least, you know, I'm working on that. And we're going to be great this year. We're gonna adopt a new attitude, and we're gonna go with the flow in my favor. And yeah, so let me know if this video helps some of y'all. If y'all want to have a little chit chat in the comments, y'all know how we do. And yeah, welcome to 2024, y'all. Hopefully shit doesn't hit the fan, because we're supposed to be electing a president and the geriatrics will not get out of the White House. But anywho, as always, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I am going to see you guys later. Okay, bye.